What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And I have a very special guest on the pod today. Hey, Dean.
What's up, Sam?
And just for those of you who aren't familiar, this is Dean, who does the incredible house tours that I just got to do. I had the privilege of being on, which was a phenomenal experience. I was way more embarrassed than I was expecting to be. But it was pretty fun.
Cool.
I know you were telling me a little bit about like how long you've been doing those, but I would love to share that information with my listeners.
Yeah. So, a little bit of backstory. I've been doing real estate for like 3 years now.
Okay.
And then, that was going good and everything like that. And then, business kind of like drying up a little bit. And so
Sure.
I needed a more creative way to kind of generate more business and get more clients and stuff like that. And so shout out to Caleb, who does this in New York, but I've always been fascinated with like HGTV and like Extreme Makeover and all these like home shows and stuff like that, but also like cribs too, especially.
Oh my god,
like,
totally.
seeing like athletes and celebrities like seeing their mansions and like how they live and stuff and how they even afford it. That's always been kind of like what interested me. And so after seeing like Caleb's kind of video style and how we did it in New York, I figured like, why is no one doing this here in Chicago?
So
like,
true.
Chicago's dope. The people here are dope. Like, and people obviously have like really great apartments here. So like,
It's such an like architecturally cool city.
yeah. And like on top of that too, like I feel like Chicago, with how many neighborhoods and stuff like that we have, each neighborhood has its own like different personality.
Totally.
Which I think is really interesting. So yeah, that so I started that about a year ago, and I wanted to be able to tie that because I saw that Caleb was just doing it for entertainment.
Sure.
I wanted to do it for both entertainment and then also tie it into like business to get my name out there and attract more clients. And so I tested it with my friends who all lived in high rises, and then I got cooked in the comments for only doing high rises,
Okay.
which makes sense. And I honestly got tired of doing just high rises too. So
Sure.
then I opened it up to
So funny.
then I opened it up to like condos and people that own their own homes or like people that rented from a landlord, and saw how dope like those apartments were, and those popped off. So then I just figured out a more streamlined way of getting people to reach out to me.
That's so cool.
So I've been doing that for about a year, and here we are now. It led me to you, and now we're on this podcast.
Logan Square, here we are. No, that's really cool. I've seen Caleb's because, and now he's starting getting some sort of, upper echelon clientele.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw him do, now I can't even remember who it was. He's been in some famous people's homes for sure.
He did Barbara Corcoran,
That's
which was
fucking
a crazy
sick.
one.
Yeah.
Crazy one.
Yeah.
He's done like, I don't know, like, yeah.
He's done like Rachel Zoe, I think. Rachel Zoe, whatever her name is, designer.
Yeah.
Her apartment was crazy. Because I also love like my comfort thing at the end of the night, or if I need to do something that I know is not going to like stress me out in any way, I watch Architectural Digest tours.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love those. I think it is so fun to see how like celebrities live in their homes. And obviously, one of the fun elements of that is that they're rich, and so they have insane homes. But it is equally as fun to just see how like your neighbor next door might be living in their house, like somewhere you've never seen. So I love what you're doing. I think it's really cool. It was funny because I was so much more embarrassed than I thought I was going to be. I also cleaned the shit out of this apartment. Like James was like, I don't think we even cleaned this hard for when your parents visited. I was like, no way. But I'm glad I did, because like 300,000 people have now seen inside my house.
I feel like
crazy.
that always happens. Like, while, like in the middle of it, like whenever there's like some downtime or whatever like that, and I'm just making small talk, they're like, yeah, Dean, like, thanks for coming over, because it gave me a reason to like clean up my apartment.
Deep
or like
clean.
hang up like a painting that they've been putting off for
So
like
true.
3 years. I'm like, great.
Yeah, a little kick
Glad
in the
I could
ass.
help.
Yeah, seriously. Well, it was funny because people were kind of ripping James to shred about his like office that has literally nothing in it, and that was our one room that we actually still had boxes in. We hid them in the garage. So if you want to peel behind the curtain, that's sort of what was going on in this house. But we hid them all, and we've been here for 2 years, but we still hadn't unpacked everything. And it's so easy. Like, I feel like if they were in a space that I used, those boxes would have been long gone. But James is like hidden away in his little office and he never says anything. So we need to do something about it. I feel like now I have maybe the little kick in the ass I need to actually like hang the art, get rid of the boxes, fix that room up a little bit. But
yeah. And that was fun. That was a fun one. Like I was saying outside when we were eating dinner, like I've been doing a lot of... Recently, it's a lot of Lakeview and like a lot of Ravenswood. Shout out to like, everyone that's out there in Ravenswood, Lakeview. But I needed a different direction. I needed like to do something out west or like even south side. Like I want to do some like apartment tours south side, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've only done like maybe 1 or 2 of those. But no, that like Logan Square like needs some love, and like you guys have a sick apartment, so that was good.
I'm biased, but I think so too.
Yeah.
Do you spend a lot of time in Logan, like even just like bar hopping, anything over here? We have fun stuff over here. You should go play.
I gotta check it out. What's your favorite like coffee shop, restaurant, like?
Favorite restaurant in Logan Square is hands down Longman and Eagle. Have you been?
Mm-mm.
It is amazing. It has a Michelin star, but it's not like insanely expensive. The vibe is pretty relaxed, honestly. It's a whiskey bar, so it's like dim lighting, but it still kind of has like a pub feel. It's just like new American food. I feel like everything over here kind of is that vibe, but it is so good. Everything I've had from there is great, and they change their menu out pretty seasonally. Phenomenal. You have to try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit that up.
Have you heard of Lula Cafe?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I've never been there though.
Also really good. Kind of just across the square from Longman and Eagle. Also has a Michelin star, I believe. Amazing breakfast. I like to go there for breakfast. It's actually funny whenever anybody visits, like I feel like that's like the route we take them on. We'll do like Longman and Eagle for dinner, bar hop up and down Milwaukee, come home late, sleep, get up in the morning, go to Lula for breakfast. It is like the perfect trifecta of things to do.
It's the routine.
Yes. It's so funny. I can up my parents on that, James's parents, we did the same routine, but it never misses. So what about you in West Loop or West Town?
For me, I kind of like bounce all over. I don't know. Like when my girlfriend from Vietnam came here, I brought her to like, where did I bring her? I brought her to like Jay Parker in Lincoln Park for like lunch one time.
Totally.
And then I brought her to RPM
Classic.
Italian. That was one of her favorites.
I've only been to RPM Seafood.
Yeah, you gotta go Italian.
Okay.
Italian's fire.
Amazing.
Italian's fire. Their appetizers, I think, are what get me. Like their entrees are good, but like their appetizers are gas.
I love an app. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I brought her to some restaurants up in like Uptown. So like I was nervous too, because like she's straight from the land, straight from Vietnam.
Sure.
So I was like, oh god.
At least Chicago has good food too.
Yeah. No, like I brought her to one restaurant. She thought it was okay. And then I brought her to Tank Noodle. Have you ever been there?
No, I've heard of it though.
That place is fire.
Yeah.
So I brought her there, and she was like, wow, this is like pretty close to home. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Nice.
Because knowing her, like her, she's like a little spicy Vietnamese. Like she'll snap. Like
totally.
she's no holds bar.
I love that.
But no, that worked out. So she enjoyed that, and then she's a fiend for like Jenny's ice cream.
Okay, totally. You can't go wrong with Jenny's.
Can't go wrong.
That's a Chicago staple for sure.
Yeah. So
I feel like what neighborhoods do you spend the most time in when you're like going out to eat or just hanging with friends?
Yeah. Lately it's just been River North. I feel like it's such a cop out, but like I mean it's so central to where like all my friends and stuff like
so
that live.
So true. Yeah.
So it's just easy to like bounce around between like RPM, Italian for dinner, and then we'll just like I don't know, go to a rooftop, like
there are so many.
Yeah, I don't know, literally anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll usually just end the night at like Fulton Market and get dessert over there.
Yeah, Fulton Market is cool. I haven't spent a ton of time down there, but I had a coworker visiting and she was in the city, so I was like, we'll go to like a co-working space together, and we ended up being like, I think it was above the Hoxton Hotel.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then we bopped around there. I got to go to the Time Out Market for a couple of days for lunch, and I was just feeling so like a city girl.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I feel like that's one thing I miss about my WeWork. I used to go into River North. I was at the WeWork right on State. Yeah.
Okay, that's where I was too.
No way.
Yeah, I was over there at one point.
So funny. I have some traumatic experiences there. I actually got hit by a car right outside of there.
No way.
Like my physical person. I was not in a car.
Yeah.
I was crossing the street. I was pretty new to Chicago, like maybe like 2 weeks in. It was only like my second week going into the WeWork. And I was leaving. He didn't hit me very hard because he was, I think, turning left. I think it was an Uber driver too, because there was like somebody in the back seat.
Yeah.
And he like hit me. My wallet went flying. I had to go like, pick up my stuff. It was crazy. And I was like brand new to the city. So I was like, is this what living in a city is like? Like I was like, it was crazy. And something that nobody tells you about getting hit by a car is that shit is so embarrassing.
I'm
so
sure.
Embarrassing.
When you got like everything flying everywhere,
Yeah.
and like what do you do? Like,
No, literally.
you want to like be mad, but at the same time you're like, you might be in pain.
No,
like,
right. Honestly, he didn't hurt me too bad.
Yeah.
Bruised my ego for sure.
Yeah.
And then I like went to go pick up my wallet, and you know, some lady like asked me if I was okay, and then the guy rolled his window down and he was like, "Oh my god, like I'm so sorry." And I wanted to come up with something really sassy to say, but I just, I feel like I like blacked out. I just remember turning around and being like he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yes, thank you for asking."
Like, how do you respond to that? Are you okay? Like, I just got hit by a car. Like, what do you, yeah, no, I'm feeling great.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 for sure.
That's funny.
So yeah, that was crazy. But I do kind of miss going into the city and just like being a city girl, getting on the train, putting my little backpack on. There was something sort of fun about it, especially because I only had to do it 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Do you go to the office?
No, I mean like, so like with this new brokerage, it's like cloud-based. Like we don't have like a designated office.
Sure.
Like I just have access to like some of the spaces and stuff like that.
Okay.
But other than that, like I'll just work out of a coffee shop.
Yeah.
It's like my office.
That's nice.
So
I wish I could do that more. I feel like I'm constantly on meetings. I kind of need a quiet space.
yeah.
But
Even to this day though, like a lot of my job is just being on the phone and stuff like that. So sometimes I try not to go out to a coffee shop because like then I won't get my work done. I don't know what it is. Like I'm a social guy and stuff like that, but like when it comes to like talking on the phone
yeah.
and talking out in public, I just get super nervous.
I feel the exact same.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Even like I will usually step out if I have to take a phone call.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. Then there's no point in being there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's your favorite coffee shop near you? I feel like there are quite a few.
Good Ambler.
Okay.
In Fulton
I
Market.
don't know it.
That one's a vibe.
I'll have to check that out.
That one's a vibe. That's the one like you always see on like TikTok and stuff. It's like top 5 coffee shops that you need to visit in Chicago.
Okay.
And it's always like
Totally.
one of those. That one's a good one though. That one they got like good croissants and like good coffee. So that one's a good one.
I feel
Check it
like
out.
Logan Square lacks, people might hate me for saying this, at least where I am, kind of Logan Humble area, lacks a little bit of the coffee shop breakfast vibe.
Yeah.
Something about, also coming from Madison, Wisconsin, Madison loves breakfast. They do breakfast so well. There are tons of breakfast spots, and I feel like the vibes are all different. Like you can go to a sit down place, but there's also lots of those just like counter service type of places that are maybe like one step above like a coffee shop. But I miss that. Breakfast is like my favorite meal to eat out.
I'm 100% with you.
Yeah.
Breakfast is so fire.
Breakfast, I feel like
Lunch or dinner, you can have it whenever.
right.
Yeah.
Something about breakfast just feels so luxurious. Eating it out, like that, just feels like such a treat. Yeah. And I feel like I'm a little bit spoiled. James like makes amazing breakfast almost every day. Loves eggs. That man eats so many eggs. It's actually crazy. I didn't eat that many eggs growing up. My family was very much a cereal family.
Yeah.
Which I feel like, you know, cereal is fine. I still like it, but that's not really going to get you through the day.
What's your favorite cereal?
So I'm a sugary cereal girl.
Okay.
Which is a little bit of a problematic. I need to get over that because I'm a grown adult. But it oscillates a little bit. But right now, Lucky Charms all the way.
Really? I'm a big Cinnamon Toast Crunch guy.
Okay.
That was
Do you
my
ever eat
favorite.
Pop-Tarts?
I used to eat them heavy back in the day, but not anymore.
James and I have been having a debate over the best Pop-Tart because he's very much brown sugar cinnamon.
That's
I like
me.
the strawberry ones.
Can't go wrong with either or.
I
They're
know.
both banger.
So good.
They're both.
I eat like a 5-year-old. Like I eat Pop Tarts to this day.
Yeah. Do you still eat like dino nuggets and like mac
I don't
and cheese?
do that. No.
You've grown beyond that.
Don't do the dino nuggets. I will have mac and cheese every once in a while, but that's if we've run out of like everything else in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we'll like try to like spice up our mac and cheese these days, like make it an adult version by adding like, I don't know, green onions or something.
I'm dead. Green onions. Nailed it.
Yeah, literally. Put a little garnish on it. Suddenly it's fancy.
That's so funny.
You said you don't cook much, right?
No. Chipotle every single meal. Every day.
Way.
Yeah, I'm on a bit of like
Do you
a diet.
hyperfixate? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm seeing my girlfriend next month, so like I'm in this weird thing where we're gonna be on the beach a lot, and it's gonna be hot out, and we're gonna be taking a lot of pictures.
Totally, you
so
want to look your best.
I'm not trying to look like a bag of milk when I'm out there, and she likes it. She likes when I got a little chunkiness, but I'm like, no, I can't. Like, you're gonna be posting me on your
Funny.
story. There's no way.
Sure.
So I just been on this like diet where I'll eat Chipotle and then like maybe like a small snack throughout the day, and then just
That's it?
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
and then I'm just like heavy on the walking, so like
Okay.
10,000 steps.
Yeah.
Taking it kind of the extreme. I mean, like I'll try and be consistent with that for like a week, and then
Sure.
like I don't know, on like Sunday I'll just eat a shit ton of Korean barbecue
That
and
sounds
kind of like
delicious.
and then kind of like I don't know, refeed that way.
Yeah. Oh my God. What was your go-to Chipotle order?
So it's white rice, both beans, fajita veggies, and then I usually just get like half chicken, half steak,
Okay.
and then I'll get mild salsa,
This is a
medium
burrito.
salsa. This is a burrito bowl.
A bowl. Okay.
Yeah, mild salsa, medium salsa, corn, cheese, lettuce.
Amazing.
Boom.
And you
I
get
got
that
it
every
down.
time.
Every single day.
That's crazy.
Literally every single day.
Oh my God. Does your like local Chipotle know who you are?
No, not yet. I should start making friends with them though,
Seriously.
so they can start hooking
you
me
can
up.
start getting some points or something.
Yeah. Have you seen that on TikTok where they were like, where Chipotle was kind of skimping out on like the servings?
I
Have
actually
you
think
seen
I
that?
did see that. Yeah. And they kind of got in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know. That never happened to me, but if it did happen to me, they would 100% add about my stories.
Totally.
So just in case, have my phone out. Just
No,
like,
straight
don't
up.
fuck this up.
Yeah. Especially you. You have tons of followers.
Yeah. I mean, serious
You are
business.
not one to be messed with. I also usually get the burrito bowl, and I like to get it with chips to kind of make sort of a nacho situation.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chipotle. Nobody has better chips than Chipotle.
That's
good.
facts. Do you like their guac?
I do like their guacamole.
It's kind of expensive though.
It is incredibly expensive.
Like-
I usually will spend the extra couple bucks to get it on my burrito bowl, but yeah, it's gone up in price over the last couple of
Yeah,
years.
like in this economy, getting guac
I
is a
know.
luxury. There's
So straight up.
no way.
Yeah, honestly. I used to love Chipotle. I haven't honestly been going as much since moving here because there aren't any super close to me.
Mm-hmm.
But in Madison, we also had Qdoba and Pancheros. Are you
I've-
familiar with either of those?
Qdoba, yes. Pancheros, no.
Pancheros was always... I liked Pancheros best, and I realized that nobody else feels the same. I liked it best because they would actually mix your burrito up.
Yeah.
So everything was like evenly distributed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is the one thing that Chipotle, Qdoba do not do.
Is mix it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the even distribution so everybody is the same.
Yeah. And then you gotta like manually like shake it to try and
Right.
mix it yourself, and it still turns out like shit.
No, totally.
Or you just end up like popping off the lid and like goes all over, and then you're really
100%.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever make yourself snacks at home? Or is this quite literally all you're eating?
No.
It's so crazy to me.
It's for me too, like I have this weird thing where I just like to go out and like just swipe my credit card, even if it's like $1.
I have that
like,
disease as well.
I don't know why it just gives me such a dopamine hit. So like what I'll do is like I'll go to Starbucks and I'll get the Dream Bar. I'll just get that, and then I'll get like water. And then like once I hit that credit card I buy it, I'm like, damn.
You know they let
That's
you
it.
swipe your credit card at the grocery store too.
Yeah, I know, but like I don't know. Then I gotta like go inside and like
Yeah.
do all that. But yeah.
Going to the grocery store is easily my least favorite chore. Of all the chores in the whole wide world, I hate going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's bad vibes
And then you
in
end up
there.
overspending.
Yeah.
Especially if you go to a Target, like, you're done for.
No, totally. I also feel like for me, I'm always hungry when I go to the grocery store. So then I'm upset.
Yeah.
We're not having a good time. And also I feel like I have to get home then and do a bunch of work to actually prepare the food that I just bought. And it's like, what gives? We have just been at this for like 2 hours. So, but I feel like the Cermak that we go to now is the first grocery store that, like, I honestly don't know how they're a business because nobody is ever in there.
Really?
Yeah, which is nice. The aisles are free. We used to shop at Tony's. Have you ever been to one of those?
Yeah.
The one by us, the one in Logan Square, hell on earth. I literally hate it in there. Every time I go in there, all of the employees, it's like teenagers with their AirPods in who do not want to fucking be there.
Those are the worst.
It's the worst.
Teenagers with AirPods can...
No, literally. Well, and then you like ask them a question, they'll pluck their little AirPod out of the ear and like roll their eyes at you. And I'm like, you literally don't have anything better to do.
Yeah.
You are getting paid to be here.
Yeah.
Just help me. I also stepped on a man's foot in that Tony's one time. Like, I backed into him and I fully stepped on his foot. To his credit, I was wearing my Doc Martens, so I'm sure it fucking hurt. But he was so mad at me. And I was like, I'm sorry. I did not mean to do this. Obviously, I'm not just going around like stomping on people at the Tony's.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So,
Oh, God.
don't love it in there. Cermak has wide aisles. It's nice.
Yeah.
But I would try to avoid going at all costs. What's your least favorite chore?
Dishes.
Dishes
I
are
freaking
gross.
hate dishes.
You probably don't ever have to do them.
Yeah, that's one reason too that I always go to Chipotle because I don't have to do dishes.
Yeah.
I hate just like getting my hands all wet and like
No, it
touching
sucks.
like old food and shit.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, my favorite's laundry though.
Me too.
I freaking love laundry.
I love doing laundry. James hates doing laundry, and I'm like, that's fine. I'll do the laundry. No worries. That one's easy. Although I will say, I do hate hanging up my clothes. I like folding my clothes.
Yeah.
But the ones that I have to hang, I'll end up just throwing somewhere, and I'll keep them there for weeks.
See, I like hanging them. I don't like because I feel like I have a system down.
Sure.
Like I'm like a factory worker once I hang them up. Well, like folding them, like finding pairs of socks.
Yeah.
When I have like 2 left over that aren't a pair, I'm like,
Where did we
what
go
the
wrong?
wow? Where could I have gone?
So true. I feel like for me, hanging clothes also sucks. You've seen my closet. Not a lot of room in there. So I'm
Yeah.
like always just fighting for space.
Yeah.
I need to clean it out so bad.
Do you use the clothes like in the very, very back? Like, how do you know what to pick?
Well, so I love this question because it's very strategic for me. I have one section on the very side of my like closet that's all my long stuff because it's the only place where there isn't a second bar and my dresser doesn't sit. So all my like really long dresses go there. Everything else is color coordinated. So I have it like white to black. And the rainbow sort of helps me know where my things are.
The rainbow. Got it.
So I have like white clothes kind of bleeding into like my tan, my yellow, and then like pinks, reds, all the way through to the end of the rainbow. And so then for the most part, I can guess where my stuff is going to be.
Yeah.
And I color coordinated James's. He really didn't want me to do it. But I was like, I'm just going to try and you tell me if you like it better. And he's been keeping it up. So
Yeah.
he won't ever say he likes it, but I think the system works.
I was gonna ask because like you gave James like a sliver of the closet, which cracked me up. I was like, does he even have like enough clothes to organize it?
No, like totally no. He also gets the dresser in our bedroom. So
there we
he
go.
gets the full dresser. I get the one in the closet.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I was like, I need to have somebody install another bar because I have too much. In our last apartment, literally like a week before we were going to move out, all of a sudden I heard this like crazy crash in our bedroom and my clothes had literally broken the entire like closet's hanging system off of the wall.
It was that heavy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And like literally fully broke everything. And I was like, perfect. Of course, this is happening a week before we're moving out.
Yeah.
So then we like lived amongst my clothes for our final days. It was horrible.
Wait, are your winter clothes in there too, or do you have to like swap them out?
I pretty much swap them all out.
You'll replace all that with winter stuff.
Well, not all of it.
Okay.
I have some winter clothes in here. I have some winter clothes like packed away in boxes. So it's a bit of a mix.
It's getting to that time.
I know, it really is.
It's getting to that time.
I'm excited for fall.
Same. I'm more of a fall guy.
Me too.
Yeah.
Summer is so fun. I fucking hate being hot.
I agree. Like sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get cranky so quick.
Yeah.
Like if I'm out in the sun for too long, you will be able to tell. So I love fall, and I feel like fall in Chicago is so fun. There's so much
fun.
to do.
Got the Jack's Pumpkin Patch.
Yeah.
Like it's such a vibe.
Have you ever been to, it's a little bit outside of the city, could not tell you which direction, but it's called Gobert's Farm.
Never heard of it.
Do you ever go to like a pumpkin patch?
Mm-hmm.
This one is like pumpkin patch on steroids. I went for the first time last year. They literally have like an animatronic tractor out front that's like singing songs.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it is huge. Like their little pumpkin market. The ones in Wisconsin, it's like a small little barn that you go in. This one is like a full-fledged, huge grocery store. And then they have like 2 corn mazes, the crazy haunted house, all of these things. It's so fun. They have a corn pit. I was like, this place is blowing my mind, because to me, I feel like Wisconsin is giving a little bit more rural and would have like the bigger corn mazes. This makes ours look so fucking lame. It's crazy.
And it's here in Illinois?
It's in Illinois.
Interesting. Gobert's?
Gobert's.
I've never heard of it. I'm gonna check it out.
It's crazy. And like when I was there, I felt like I was on drugs. Like I was like, this place is insane. You can like ride on camels. They like randomly camels.
What the fuck?
They have like a full petting zoo. There's like giraffes. I was like, how did you even get these animals here?
Yeah.
And they must not stay there all year round. Like there's no way. There's like they do a pig race. You can like bet on the pigs.
Really?
Yeah.
They had that like somewhere here too in the city for like turtles. I think that's a bar. That's like a bar that they do that.
Wait.
Somewhere.
That's fucking hilarious.
Where you can bet on turtles like winning a race.
Wait, that would take so long.
Yeah. I think that's somewhere here. I gotta check. I gotta look into that, but yeah.
I saw some crazy TikTok recently of this turtle that was like on one of those like mini skateboards. Just like a pet turtle. And he was zooming through their house.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
A turtle zooming on a skateboard.
It was
wild.
insane. Yeah. TikTok is so bad. I like spend way too much fucking time on there.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
It's like my job.
Totally.
And I feed into I hate it.
I know.
I'll doom scroll for like hours.
Me too. It's so bad.
What's your feed looking like? Like, what do you got?
I feel like that's the problem, is my feed is so perfect for me.
Yeah.
It's like 50% cat videos, podcasts that I listen to, like funny little clips of those. Around this time of year, I'm not proud to say it, but I am on Bama Rush TikTok. That shit is so entertaining.
Bama Rush? Yeah. Oh, like the cheers and stuff?
Yes.
I don't know how I ended up on that side too, but I'm on that side.
Yeah, it's so fucking entertaining. I love to see it. And I feel like Southern sororities are just so much like way bigger than they ever were in Wisconsin. Just seeing how those girls live is fascinating.
Yeah. Were you in a sorority? No.
I feel like I think I would have probably joined one if I had gone to an out-of-state school.
Same.
But because I stayed in state,
not a sorority, but
I like knew everybody.
Yeah.
So I've, kept all my same fucking friends.
Yeah. I feel that.
But yeah. And Wisconsin, I feel like also, I mean, it definitely has sororities, but I feel like the culture was not nearly as like big and prevalent as like, I don't know, Southern schools, but.
Yeah, that's like UIC. Like there was zero Greek life.
Yeah.
Our sports sucked. I'm like, dude, like, I don't know. My college experience was really interesting. I wish I had gone to like U of I or like a bigger, like a Big Ten school.
How big was your school?
I mean, it was pretty large. Like UIC is a commuter school, but like no like school spirit. I mean, like just coming from like my small like southern little town in Kankakee, like we had a lot of that, like Friday Night Lights football and stuff.
Totally.
And I was really excited to like go to college and have that again.
Yeah.
Did not have that.
Okay. Yeah.
And all my friends went to like U of I, St. Louis, Purdue, and I'm like, damn, that must be a lot of fun.
Totally. How would you commute home, or did you stay on campus?
I stayed on campus.
Okay.
I stayed on campus.
Wisconsin definitely has like a mixture of both. I feel like for me, if I wanted to I mean, it's interesting, like UW Madison, you actually have, I mean, maybe you can get signed out somehow, but you have to stay in the dorms freshman year. Like there's no option. And like my family lived in Madison, but I was like 20 minutes away from my parents my whole college experience, but I like still wanted the college vibe. So I tried not to go home a ton. You know, those first couple months, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Especially being an only child. That was my first time having to like share, first of all, a room of any kind, not much less like a literal shoebox.
Yeah.
That took an adjustment for sure. But I loved college. I am happy to be out of it. I think college is so fun. I'm happy to have like a fully developed brain.
Yeah. Were you a partier back in the day?
Yes.
Yeah. Same.
Definitely.
Same.
I think the drinking culture in Wisconsin as well. Like I was drinking in high school. Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely, and Wisconsin is very much a party school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't have my first drink till like the very, very end of high school.
Yeah.
I was like such a goodie.
Good for you.
Yeah. Goodie back in the day. Like played sports, whatever, stuck by the book. And then like once I was in college and no mom or dad was there, I was like, oh shit, beer.
Yeah, totally.
Sweet.
Totally.
And I don't have to go to class. No one's going to yell at me.
So true.
Who wants to take some tequila shots?
That is the one thing I actually miss about college. I feel like there's never a day now where I can just like fucking skip my life if I want to.
Yeah.
I miss being able to just choose to not go to class.
Yeah.
And like the only person you're harming is yourself. What a beautiful time.
Good times. College was like a time warp.
Oh my God, totally.
So interesting.
When did you graduate?
2019.
Okay. I was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I wasn't in college during the pandemic.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
Did you do you remember though, like the what's it called? The polar vortex? Did you guys get that?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God.
Did you
so
still
bad
have to go to
Wisconsin.
class?
No, there were like, we did for a while. I want to say, I can't remember how many days we got off. Definitely like 4 or 5. I feel like it was a sec there where they were like,
yeah,
it's not safe.
We still had to go to class.
No way!
It was fucked.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I wore
That's
like
so Midwestern.
Yeah, I wore like 4 jackets and I was like, I guess this is fine.
Yeah.
Looking back, I'm like, that's kind of wild.
There was this section like right in the center of campus where there were these 2 really tall buildings. I remember bundling all the way up and trying to like, I don't even know where I was going, the grocery store or something.
Yeah.
And I remember walking through there and just the way that the wind, I was like, I am going to be swept up and no one will ever see me again.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. That was wild.
Yeah. What was your craziest college memory?
Well, mine is easy because my freshman year, I did get arrested.
No way. That's wild.
I got arrested for underage drinking. I was at a Badger game and I was hammered and I knew that it was time for me to go home because out of nowhere I started sobbing.
Oh, that's the worst.
I was crying so hard I could not stop. And I turned to James and I was like, we have to go. I think we were actually broken up at the time,
yeah,
which is so cool and normal. And I was like, can you please take me home? And he was like, sure.
Yeah.
So we were leaving and I knew that I had to go home. So I was doing the semi-responsible thing, but we were leaving the stadium and I like scurried ahead. And I'm sure I was looking drunk off my ass and I ran ahead just enough to be separated from him. And an officer, like a campus police officer, stopped me and was like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 21.
Yeah, oh God.
And he was like, when's your birthday? And I said July 23rd, which is my birthday. And then I tried to come up with a year that would make me 21 years old.
Yeah.
I said July 23rd, 1921.
I'm fucking dead.
And he was like,
he's like, ma'am.
Okay, you need to turn around. And it's really funny because when you get arrested at UW Stadium, they actually just like put you in a drunk tank and they still let you watch the game. So the
Really?
TVs are on in there.
It's kind of sick.
Yeah.
You're just with a bunch of other drunk people?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Were
It
you
was
there?
So funny.
Were you with other people?
There were a lot of people in there.
Really?
Yeah. There was actually another girl from my high school who was much older than me. I'm not going to dox her ass, but she was much older than me. So I think she had to have been 21. She probably just got like a public indecency or something. But I ended up getting sat right by her, and I didn't know her very well, but I'm like in there crying so hard, and she's like, it's going to be okay.
Oh, well, no.
So that's definitely mine. What's yours?
That's funny. Drunk story. Crazy story. Crazy story.
Doesn't necessarily have to be a drunk story.
I don't know why this is the first one that just like is coming to mind, but I do remember it very, very vividly. So like I had went to this rave with like all my friends. That was like our thing back then. We would go to like these raves.
Totally.
And then like be out to like 3, 4 or whatever. Anyway, we went back to like our fraternity house at the time, which it wasn't like really a fraternity house. It was just like where a majority of the bros lived.
Sure.
But we had gone back from that show there, and then we just like kept drinking. And it was one of those nights where like everything just tasted like water. Like I grabbed the Tito's handle and it just like went down like water. Scary. I was like, this is fucked up. Yeah. I wish I could drink like that now because like everything tastes terrible. But like anyway,
so true.
We were just like, I was just hammering that, and then we were just like chilling, talking or whatever. And then my girlfriend at the time like got mad at me. So I was like, I looked at my phone, like everything's like going all over the place, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go home.
Oh, no.
So then I would like walk downstairs, and I'm like, oh, can't drive, so I'm obviously not gonna drive. I was like, I don't know why I didn't call an Uber. I probably should have, but I was just like so drunk at the time, like I just didn't think to do that. So like I looked to my
less of a thing back then too.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then I just like looked to my right. I see a longboard, and in my head something just clicked perfect.
And it was not yours.
And it was not mine.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I don't know whose bros it was, but I just took it. So I took this longboard. I'm like riding back home, and then like midway through the ride, it just started raining. So like I'm driving, or not driving. I'm like riding this longboard, and then like it's raining, and then like I just remember just like every minute or so, like getting on the longboard, falling off because I'm so drunk, and then it's like raining, and I'm like miserable, and my girlfriend's mad at me. I'm like, fuck, this is miserable. This is not,
oh, that's so sad.
This is not good.
Did you end up making it?
So we made it.
Okay, that's
we made it.
good.
Yeah, but yeah.
Do you know how to ride a longboard when you're not drunk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have no coordination on those things.
Yeah.
I have no balance. I never learned how to ride a skateboard. I can roller skate a little, but that's about it.
But you know how to play volleyball.
I do know how to play volleyball. It's been a while. I actually also ran in high school, and I was way better at that.
Okay.
So I ended up like, I did volleyball my freshman year, and then I did cross country and track the rest. And
yeah.
Then I was like, I actually fucking hate sports.
I'm dead.
I actually like running, but like not in a competitive setting.
Gotcha.
So
I want to leave a note for myself too, because I know I'm going to look back on this podcast, because like I keep moving around, guys. So if you guys, if anyone makes any comment on like, why is he moving around? Why is he itching so much? We were eating dinner outside, and I was getting destroyed by mosquitoes.
That was just at my house?
Huh?
Just upstairs?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
It's not your fault. They just like love my blood for some reason. But like I keep like, when you look back on this podcast, you're like, Dean is tweaking out. No, I did not do anything. No drugs. No nothing. I'm just like, I just can't hold an itch. Yeah. So just wanted to point that out. Just wanted to call that out.
When you said that earlier, I fully thought that you meant you got eaten alive this weekend, not just now.
Oh no. But no, it was at dinner. But dinner was great.
Thank you.
You made that?
I did make that. And actually, normally James cooks. Okay. So I'm taking full credit for this one.
It was good.
I'll send you the recipe.
I got second though. It was great.
I'm glad you think so. I like never cook anymore. I used to be like you. We used to eat out all the time, and in Madison that was a little bit more feasible financially.
Yeah.
And since moving here, also now that we actually have like a pretty sick kitchen.
You got a nice kitchen.
I was like, we have to make use of this. Yeah. And thank God James was like, sure, I'll learn how to cook. I was like, fucking fantastic. That's great for me. One of the comments on our video was like, James, blink twice if you like, if you're being held against your will. Yeah. That was so funny to both of us. He really didn't say much in the interview, but I also definitely dominated the conversation.
You own that.
That's my bad.
You did assign him just the office, though.
I literally did.
So,
well, I
it's
told
all
him to
right.
do the kitchen too.
He did the kitchen table.
Yeah.
He talked about
he was a little nervous.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what it is. There's something about a camera
Yeah.
that just
totally.
like changes everything.
I think so too. Yeah. Because I mean, I do this all the time and I love to gab. I could talk all day, but I was so nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you nervous before I came or like when I got there?
I think it didn't hit me until you got there. Yeah. So, and like, I try to get James to practice with me, and he's like, nobody is practicing for this. And I was like,
Yeah.
I bet you some people do.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I always do well, I think I told you. That's when when I had pulled up, I was like, do you guys want to like do a practice run? That way we
Yeah.
can figure out some talking points. You guys just want to go.
We
You're
were like, rip
let's
it.
go. I'm like, okay, cool.
So funny. Maybe not the best choice.
Yeah.
Do a practice run.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would love to go through your good, bad, ugly.
Yeah.
We can start with your good. What's
Yeah,
good
start
for
with the
you?
What's good? Yeah, I think it's just the good has been like the social media thing. I think it's really given me like that has given me like I guess like a sense of purpose, and like it's really fulfilling too.
That's so cool.
So like ever since like that sort of blew up, and like, you know, I'm giving people, you know, providing a platform for people to like share their apartment and stuff like that.
Totally.
And then like, you know, too, like it also helps me build up like my book of business too.
Absolutely.
So it's like it feels good. Like I kind of found something that was a win-win-win for like, you know, everyone that's involved when I like film these apartment tours.
Yeah, I mean that benefits everybody, no question.
Yeah, like, you know, people like get to show off their apartment. I get to, you know, show off different neighborhoods in the city. So like people get to learn more about Chicago and stuff like that. And
I love the amount of
it's
people
cool.
who comment on it who are like, okay, so I need to move to Chicago.
Yeah, same. Whenever I see like why do I live in New York? I'm moving to Chicago. I'm like, that's
I saw someone
exactly
like
my
crying in San Francisco. Like,
yeah. That's like my goal, because like people just, you know, when they think of Chicago, they just think of like downtown,
Yeah.
like River North,
So true.
Baltimore. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like before I had moved to the city, even when I was in college, I didn't know there was Logan Square. I didn't know there was
Same.
Ravenswood or like any of these neighborhoods, and it wasn't until like I graduated and really started exploring, you know, that I was able to like learn about all this stuff. And it's great.
I feel the same. Like living in Madison most of my life, I came down to Chicago honestly kind of often.
Yeah.
But I would always go right downtown. I was pretty much always parked in River North. Like that's where I would stay. Even like field trips, we would go to like Navy Pier or something. You know, I've been to Millennium Park, but like that was so what Chicago was to me. And not that downtown Chicago is not amazing. It's gorgeous. Definitely do the architecture tour. It's stunning. But I feel like I didn't know that like it's fucking huge. The city is huge. And every little neighborhood, like you said, like has its own vibe, its own personality. You can find pretty much anything that you're looking for here.
Right.
I feel lucky that we landed in Logan Square. We also got a comment on our thing like there was no way this couple lived anywhere other than Logan Square.
They were like, oh, just by the looks of their outfits, like we could tell they're from Logan Square.
Oh,
that was so
red
funny.
us for filth, for sure.
Yeah.
And like I ended up moving here. A friend was like, I think you would love it there. She was right. Like I love this neighborhood. But I have a lot of friends in like some of those northern neighborhoods. I have a couple friends who live in Westtown. Yeah, I honestly don't know a ton of people who like live in the River North area, but I mean, I miss going down there for work. Like there's just so many experiences you can have. You can very much be like in the city if you want to, or if you're looking for something that feels a little bit more residential, like there are pockets of that everywhere.
Well, that's always I guess like the routine. Like if you don't like that's the routine, right? Like you start in the center, like somewhere in one of the downtown neighborhoods. Yeah. And then you like slowly inch your way out, and then you find yourself in like Logan Square or like, you know, Ravenswood or like, I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have any other plans for what you want to do with your social media thing that you've been up to since doing the tours? Do you feel like it's like you're going to do this forever?
I don't know. Maybe. I thought about this like a lot. Like how long can I keep doing this for? Honestly, like I'd totally be cool with, you know, doing apartment tours forever, but I feel like it would be kind of weird. I don't know. You can tell me.
I think it's weird.
Imagine like me doing this like at the age of like 40.
Sure.
Would that be weird?
I don't think so.
I wonder how that's gonna be.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if people grow along with you, I can see people wanting to stick around for that. Also, you're never going to run out of our apartments here.
That's one thing I thought about.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I was going to do real estate forever.
Yeah.
So then I thought about it. I was like, am I just going to film apartment tours till, like, I die?
Well, it was crazy when you told me today that you do, like, 2 or 3 a day.
Yeah.
That is so many.
Yeah. Do like 2. I mean, when I filmed your guys, I, like, went down the street and I filmed another one in
I love that.
Logan Square.
Yeah.
So
that's just crazy. Like, you're just driving all over the place all day long.
yeah, takes a toll on the wallet for gas.
Totally.
That's for sure. But I mean, I enjoy it. Like,
yeah,
I get out of the house. I love to socialize. Like, this is fun for me. I don't know. I feel like it's like, yeah, just an adventure.
I mean, you've met,
Exploring.
I'm sure, so many people now. It's crazy.
Met a lot of people. Met a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun.
That's really cool. No, I love it. I think it's awesome. I mean, even you saying that you loved like HGTV and all the home reno shows, like that makes total sense.
Yeah. I'm just like super nosy.
Yeah. No, 100% same.
And I feel like a lot of people on social media are too.
Yeah.
Like,
I just want to see what's going on there.
People want to see, like what people like, people want to know what people do for work.
Yeah.
And like, how they furnish it. Cause it's funny, like I'll see people with like the most budget friendly apartment, but it'll look so nice. So it's like you would think costs like, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then I have like, like my friends that I would do apartment tours with back in the day, like my first videos, and they pay like a lot of money, but they like don't know how to like furnish it for the life of them. It's so funny.
That's so boy.
Yeah. And then you'll just see the comments like, oh, they pay all this money to like live there, but they can't they can't put like their bed together. And I'm like, yeah.
Everybody has their strength.
Yeah, exactly. That's just not one of them.
When did you transition from doing like people that you knew into like sort of having people reach out to you?
Probably like a month after.
Okay. Oh, that's fast. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did this like one couple. This lady reached out to me. She was like, "Hey, me and my husband live in we have a condo in like Wicker Park." It was Wicker Park or Bucktown, one of those. Mm-hmm. Like you should stop by. Like I know it's completely different from like what you usually film with the high-rise buildings and stuff like that. But I think this one would be really cool. And like, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I pulled up. It was so nice. It was so sick. And then the video went viral, and I was like, I should do more of these.
Yeah, totally.
These are really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, I think what's cool so far about all of the different places you've been, like every place is just so different.
So different.
And Chicago does have a little bit of everything. It's always interesting to see like people's personal style and how it, both the space that they actually chose for themselves and then how they chose to fill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because we see so many of these like Chicago style apartments, right? Like I just did yours.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you saw one that I just posted today.
Yeah.
Like it's a Chicago style apartment in Wrigleyville. Mm-hmm. Same shape and everything, but it's just like it's a boy apartment.
No, totally.
So it's so funny.
Yeah, his was cracking me up too because like no shade, no tea, but he definitely didn't maybe do the deep cleaning that I did at my house, which is okay.
Yeah,
I'm like more authentic.
Yeah, I'm like this reminds me of my like one of the bros that I used to hang out with a lot back in college. Like,
totally.
Their apartment. I'm like,
looks lived in.
Yeah. It's been lived in for sure.
Okay, well let's get into your bad.
The bad. So. Like I'm on social media and stuff like that. And so with that, like, obviously, you want to present, like, your best self. So this is, like, one that I thought of is, like, there are some times where I get a little bit of, like, I guess, imposter syndrome.
Totally.
And I feel like that's, like, what a lot of us in our, like, 20s sort of, like, feel like. We're just still trying to figure it out. Like, each and every single day, it's just, like... like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but, like, here we are. We're just kind of going with it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. And then, with the imposter syndrome, like, a lot of the friends that I have now in Chicago, they're, like, some of my best friends. And, I love them and everything like that. One thing, though, is that, like, they're all, like, 2, 3, 4 years younger than me. Because a lot of my friends that I have in, like, college, they, like, move back out or whatever.
Sure.
Moving out of the city. So, like, I made new friends. And like these guys are like 2, 3, 4 years younger than me, but they're like super like successful, like crazy business, like businesses doing like $100,000-$200,000 a month, like,
oh shit,
you know, yeah, it's like crazy stuff. So like sometimes I have this issue too where I just compare myself because like,
of course,
I am the older one in like the friend group, so like I look at them, I'm like, damn, I'm like, am I behind, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I'm just kind of like working on that like every day, and just, you know, making sure to remind myself that like we're kind of like all on our own different timelines and stuff.
Of course.
So.
I think social media lends itself to a lot of comparison. It's so hard. Like, I work in social media marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I see the value in social so much, and I'm on it. I'm on every fucking platform that you could possibly be on. And like, you know, I need it for things like my podcast. I also love posting on Instagram for my own personal self.
Right.
But then, yeah, it is hard sometimes to like, you know, it's such a highlight reel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so you really are only seeing the good things, with maybe the exception of the person who, you know, some people very much share it all.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
Right.
But I feel like it does lend itself to so much comparison, and like, you know, even just like there are so many numbers attached to things, how many likes you're getting on a post, like how many followers you have, and how much that's translating into money, you know, for like if you're an influencer or whatever it is, a content creator. But I feel like, you know, you have to take social media for what it is with a grain of salt. Like, yeah,
exactly.
I think that it's so interesting also to kind of be our age, because we're still kind of trying to figure out who we are, what we want to do, who we want to be in this world. I also feel like a lot of people around our age start to kind of like change their mind about things. Like, do I want to work in social media forever? Do I want to work in an agency? Is this something that's even sustainable for me? And like, do I want to be a career person, or would I like, I don't know, want to start a family? Like, what does that look like?
Right.
And it's such an interesting time because I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, even like 10 years ago, probably were already making those decisions, and I don't feel ready to make any of those decisions right now.
Dude, yeah, literally.
Like, at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's also kind of interesting, because like if I think back to like my parents, they're already married by now, and like, you know, some people already have kids at our age, and like I can barely take care of myself.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So, but it's hard not to compare yourself. I think there's only so much of that you can do that's good for you. A little comparison is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, everybody's kind of on their own timeline, their own journey. So,
right.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not like bad, but you know, I guess just one thing that, yeah, I think about from time to time.
Hard not to.
Hard not to.
Totally. Well, I'd love to get into your ugly.
Yeah. The ugly. I guess it kind of goes along with the bad, but in terms of like letting some friendships and like toxic relationships go, you know, especially with like this whole social media thing. Like, ever since, you know, I've gotten like, you know, more followers and stuff like that, and like, you know, there was one day like where one of my, I thought like really close friends, you know, like supported me and stuff like that. And I don't know what brought me to just like check his following for some reason, but I like checked his following and then like saw that he wasn't following me.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I really thought you were like a homie.
Totally.
You know? So then like it was just kind of like realize it was like that, and then just like, you know, other friendships that you kind of just grow out of. So
yeah.
Not necessarily like they ended off on like an ugly note, but you're just like, you know, at one point, you know, we were super tight, and like, you know, we went to each other for like advice and stuff like that, and you know,
that's hard. Yeah, especially if you were close on that level. I think it's one of those things too where I don't know if you feel this way, but also kind of at our age, some of it's awesome because on the one hand, I feel like, I don't know, I know who I am and what I'm about, and the people I like and who fills my cup up. And so it's a little bit easier now for me. I'm less of a people pleaser is honestly probably what it is. Like, I feel like I'm a little bit better at like really surrounding myself with the people that I know have my best interest in heart, and I have the same for them. Yeah. But I feel like it is still sometimes sad when you do have like people who maybe don't fit that mold, who were in your life previously, and you like either that friendship goes away completely, or maybe it takes on a pretty different form.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Would you say that like I never know at what stage someone might feel famous, but would you say that you feel like fame in this way has like led to any of that, or do you think more of it is just kind of like growing out of you know, maybe who you used to be, regardless of the Instagram thing?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Just like more followers, like I don't know, like I don't know if they feel like, or maybe this just might be me projecting or whatever, but like more followers or whatever, I feel like I'm better than anyone else, which I really don't.
Yeah.
Like I just like, for me it's just I'm just entertaining more people, and more people are just finding out about my stuff, and they you know, appreciate like Chicago and like neighborhoods and want to learn about that. So yeah, but I think it's like a little bit of both.
Yeah. Do you still have like a, not that you have to put it on social or on this podcast whatsoever, but do you still have like a personal Instagram that you also use, or are you primarily like on this one now?
Just on that one, and then like I'll post on like my close friends for just my close friends.
Yeah.
But I don't really post anything on there either.
Yeah.
But that's just the only Instagram account that I have.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like it's also interesting because what you're doing and the way that you sort of exist online is not like, it's not really about you.
Right.
You're very much behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's about something that you love. But so I feel like that's interesting too, because I can't really think of a good reason to unfollow you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good.
So, I mean, maybe if you hate interior design.
Yeah, right. Well, let me ask you, what was your, like, I guess, first impression of me when, like, you and James met me?
Honestly, I think you were exactly what I expected. You were super outgoing, which you would have to be going to 3 different people's homes every single day. No, I mean, you carry yourself very well. I mean, you're a super cool guy.
Sweet.
You totally give real estate, which is a good thing. I mean, that's really what you are. You're a real estate guy. But I feel like, I don't know, you know your stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
You were what I expected.
Cool. I was just curious.
Yeah. No, but that's why, and I think you're cool. Like, that's why I honestly wanted to invite you on this podcast. So,
yeah.
And not that my podcast is doing numbers nearly as much as your Instagram account is, but I think it's one of those things where if someone invites me, if someone allows me, I should say, to be a part of their creative project, I like to return the favor if I can.
100%.
So,
yeah. And like when you asked me, I was like again, like I told you, this is my only second podcast.
Yeah.
First one flopped. It was with my buddy. And
sure
I don't know why, like I was so nervous.
Yeah.
But this one felt like way more just 2 friends talking. So this one was like, this one felt good.
That's definitely like,
I was excited.
What I'm going for with this one for sure. It is always interesting to have people on that I don't know that well, because it's hard for me to like, can we chat for an hour? But you're very easy to talk to, so.
Sweet.
Okay, well, my last question for you, I asked this of all my guests, is your hater mode activated today? You don't give me hater vibes.
Yeah.
You give me positive energy.
Yeah.
But you tell me, is your hater mode activated today?
Today is my hater mode. No, not today. It's been pretty good vibes today.
That's great.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I'm glad I could contribute to that in some way, shape, or form.
It was the dinner. It made me super happy.
A home cooked meal. One night without Chipotle.
Yeah, exactly. I did have my sweet green though. I had my overpriced salad, but whatever.
What's your go-to order there?
I get a harvest bowl.
Same every time. That shit is so good. Oh, I'm sorry. You're sassy. The cats love to be a part of the podcast. I'm glad you're not allergic, because he's like the fluffiest cat of all time.
Love it.
He's insane. LOL.
Which one is this one?
Misho.
Misho.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Misho.
Okay. When I was like typing in the captions for the video, I was like, I hope this is accurate.
I always get this wrong. I named Beatrix. I picked her out. James picked out this one. And he wanted his name to sound like, James watches a lot of anime, very much in that world, and he wanted his name to sound like, you know, a kind of like a Japanese anime sort of character. And he either put it into, I always say an anime name generator. I think what it actually was a random syllable generator. And then it like popped out with Misho.
Really?
And so that's you.
It worked.
I named Beatrix because I felt like cats are a little bit witchy, and that felt like a A witchy name.
Yeah.
Do you have any pets?
No, like you, like I can barely take care of myself.
Yeah.
So like, let alone having like a dog or something.
Totally.
Plus, I'm always out, on the go,
Yeah.
filming these and like doing showings for clients. So it's just probably not the move.
That's part of the reason. Like, I would love to have a dog someday, but
Yeah.
right now I love not being tied to my house.
Yeah.
They're a little bit easier. Like, I can leave them for a long weekend and they'll be fine.
Right. I wish dogs could be like that. But
I know, same. And like dog care, like kenneling them or getting a sitter is so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll just add up so fast.
It's wild.
And you guys can entertain each other. Every time we leave, he'll just like barf in the house a couple times. I'm like, okay, great. Thank you so much. Amazing.
I'm dead.
Parenthood. Well, thank you for coming on my podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was awesome.
This was so fun. It was a pleasure to meet you and get to know you a little bit better. It's honestly my favorite part about this. It's just like a fun little way to have an hour-long conversation with somebody that you might not otherwise.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's about it. So thank you. And thank you guys for listening. And we will be back again next week. Bye.